The moment your paycheck hits your account is supposed to feel good for about 5 seconds. It does. You see the number, you exhale, your shoulders relax just a little, and then almost immediately something else shows up. A quiet pressure. Not panic, not excitement, expectation. Because that money is already spoken for. Rent is waiting, bills are lined up, subscriptions are stretching their hands out, and somewhere in the back of your mind there's a voice saying, "You deserve something." That moment, right there, is where most financial lives are decided. Not when you invest, not when you budget, not when you get a raise, but the first hour after you get paid. Most people never notice it. They treat it like a neutral moment. It isn't. It's the most dangerous moment in your financial life.
People think money problems come from big mistakes, bad investments, expensive cars, risky decisions. That's comforting because it means you can avoid them. But the truth is harder. Most people don't lose money dramatically. They leak it quietly. And the leak always starts the same way, right after they get paid. Because that's when your brain is at its weakest. You feel relief. Relief lowers defenses. Lower defenses invite justification. You don't think, "I'm going to make a bad decision." You think, "I'll just handle this later." Later never comes. Here's something nobody tells you. When money arrives, your brain treats it like extra, even when it's not. It doesn't matter if you're behind on savings, you have debt, you're stressed about the future. The moment money appears, your brain switches modes, from survival to permission. You feel richer than you are. That illusion lasts a few hours, and during that window, most people make decisions that lock them into stress for the next 30 days. That's the paycheck illusion, and it's incredibly expensive.
Let's be honest, most people do nothing. They let the money sit. They promise themselves they'll be smart this month. They assume discipline will show up later. Then life happens. A friend texts, a sale appears, a small reward feels reasonable. And because nothing was decided early, everything gets decided emotionally. By the time the month ends, the money is gone, but no clear memory of where it went. Just a familiar feeling. How did this happen again? Here's the rule. Simple, quiet, powerful. Before you pay anyone else, decide who you are. Not what you'll buy, not what you'll spend, not what you'll allow. Who you are. Because money doesn't follow math. It follows identity. The first thing you do when you get paid is not pay bills. That shocks people. Bills are important, but they are not urgent in the first 10 minutes. What is urgent is control. You must remove money from the danger zone before your brain gets involved. Because if the money stays visible, available, and flexible, it will be used. Always. So the first move is this. Move money before you think. No debate, no negotiation, no willpower. Willpower feels strong until it's needed daily. Money decisions aren't one decision, they're hundreds, and no human wins that fight. People who look disciplined with money usually aren't. They're just structured. They remove decisions from their lives. That's the secret. When you get paid, your money must split immediately. Not mentally, not on paper, physically. Different places, different purposes, different rules. If all your money lives in one account, it will all be treated the same. And that's how priorities die. You don't need a complex system. You need separation. Account 1. Life. This is boring money. Bills, food, rent, transportation. This money has one job. Keep your life running. Account 2. Freedom. This is the most important account and the most ignored. This money is not for emergencies, not for fun, not for spending. This money is untouchable. Its job is simple. Buy you options later. Time, calm, leverage. Account 3, guilt-free. This is the permission account. This is where fun lives, spending lives, enjoyment lives. Because if you don't allow joy, your system collapses. Here's the part that changes lives. Freedom comes first, not last, not if there's money left, not after bills. First, even if it's small. Because what you fund first becomes real. What you fund last becomes optional. And optional things rarely survive.
People think it's not worth it unless it's a lot. That belief keeps them stuck forever. Small amounts don't build wealth, they build identity. And identity compounds faster than money. The moment you move money to freedom first, even $10, something shifts. You stop feeling trapped. You stop feeling behind. You stop feeling like money controls you. Because now, something is being built, quietly. When you move money first, 3 things happen. Anxiety drops, spending slows, confidence rises. Not because you have more money, but because you have direction. Uncertainty is expensive. Direction is calming. Because it feels boring. It doesn't feel like progress. It doesn't look impressive. There's nothing to show off. And that's why it works. Wealth grows in places that don't impress anyone. The real payday isn't when money arrives, it's when money stays. When it stops disappearing, when it stops leaking, when it starts stacking quietly in the background. That's when stress fades. Not because life is perfect, but because the future feels less threatening.
There's a moment, usually months later, when you realize you're not checking your balance as often. You're not panicking at small expenses. You're not hoping the month goes faster. Nothing dramatic happened. No lottery, no big win, no sudden income spike. Just one rule, repeated. People don't trust simple things. They assume the answer must be complex, hidden, reserved for insiders. But money isn't complex. It's emotional. And emotional problems need behavioral solutions, not intellectual ones. Many people who end up wealthy couldn't explain how. They don't talk about strategy, they don't talk about rules. They just had one habit early. They never let incoming money decide their future. They decided first. This rule gives you something rare. Time without panic. Time to think. Time to wait. Time to say no. And time is the most expensive thing money can buy. More income helps, but it doesn't fix disorder. Without this rule, more income just creates bigger leaks. With this rule, even modest income creates stability. That's the difference. Next time you get paid, ask yourself one question. Will this money control me, or will I give it instructions? That answer decides everything. Anyone can spend money loudly. Few people can sit quietly knowing they're okay. They're building. They're not rushing. That's the real flex. Do this when you get paid. Move money before emotion. Decide before desire. Protect your future before funding your present. Most people won't, and that's why most people stay exactly where they are.